Come into the forest and sit a while. Come and sit under the shade of these mighty oaks, beneath this natural canopy under which a century of Wellesley women have passed and been changed in the passing. Here, within our gaze, student becomes graduate. No cocoon able to hold her any longer. Soon she will be set free, free from the shelter of this place. But now, there she sits, verdant-clad, object of our pride and affection, waiting here in the forest, in the fullness of this moment, in the fullness of her being, waiting for release. And now, it is time for us to let you go.
On behalf of the trustees, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, and the Wellesley College class of 2009, it is my privilege to welcome you to the college's 131st commencement exercises. Assembled here in the academic quad are the guests of our graduates, the proud mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, and extended family members and friends, and for the 12 Davis Scholars, partners, spouses, children, and even grandchildren. They are ready to graduate, I know. They are excited and proud and undoubtedly a little bit nervous. As we celebrated yesterday at Baccalaureate, these young women share a deep bond and are interconnected in a myriad of ways. Today, I know they share an appreciation for the people who have supported them during their time at Wellesley, family and friends, faculty and staff. Seniors, I invite you to stand and express your gratitude to them. I am pleased to invite the president of the class of 2009, Alice Chen, to the stage to introduce our student speaker.
It is amazing how quickly 4 years have passed. From looking lost with lanyards around our necks, to sitting proudly with stoles draped over our gowns, we have completed our Wellesley journey. It is my honor to introduce this year's student speaker, Mona Minkara. Mona is a chemistry and Middle Eastern Studies double major from Hingham, Massachusetts. Mona recently received the Howard Hughes Medical Institution grant and will be doing research in the field of computational chemistry. Please join me in welcoming Mona Minkara.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Are you ready? Bismillah. As Wellesley women, it has always been expected of us to strive our utmost, to be the best that we can be. Time and time again, since the speeches of Orientation Week, we've been told that we can go wherever we dream of going, that we can overcome any obstacle to reach the summit. We are women who will. Apparently, I'm gonna be one of the first legally blind students to graduate with a science degree. And I'm not telling you this to be boastful, but trust me when I tell you it wasn't always expected for me. When I was 7, I was diagnosed with macular degeneration and Conrad dystrophy. Doctors predicted that I'd be completely blind. Currently, I have no vision in my right eye, but I do have some vision in my left eye. During a summer trip to Lebanon, my mom and my uncle, Khalid Fuad, Allah yarhamu, took me to one of the most prestigious eye doctors in Beirut. I remember that day so clearly. My mom came out and she was crying. And my uncle told her that he would go to the ends of the world to help us out. Now, it wasn't until later that I had found out that that doctor had told my mom that it wasn't worth spending a penny on my education because I was going to be blind anyways. But as my life went on to prove, it wasn't I who had limited vision, but he. I've been blessed to be surrounded by individuals who have believed in me. First and foremost, my parents. My parents gave up their dreams of going back to Lebanon so I can stay here and become educated. My mom would stay up all night going through projects with me, and my dad would literally wake up at the crack of the dawns to go through math and physics questions with me. From my fellow classmates who would read to me on a daily basis, to my professors who would regularly meet with me and go over concepts and were willing to adjust their teaching techniques, I was never alone in my journey. Their kindness and generosity have inspired me to strive to help others. As I share with you my story, I want you to reflect upon your own story. Every single one of us sitting here today has a story, a set of goals and ambitions that drives us. Some of these goals have been achieved, like waiting here today for our diplomas. Some have yet to be realized. Sometimes, though, to be honest with you, we get so caught up in our own ambitions and our own struggles that we don't notice people around us. We don't notice those who have helped us, and we don't notice those who need our help. We become so self-absorbed and oblivious to those whose struggles are much greater than our own. But I've come to realize that as Wellesley women, we don't only achieve what we put our minds to, but we do so while helping others achieve their own goals. For how else can we claim to living by our own motto, non ministrari sed ministrare, not to be served unto, but to serve. So let me tell you now a story. This past spring break, Wellesley College sent a group of students to Utah to the annual American Chemical Society meeting. And I happened to be one of these students. On my way there, I had a connecting flight in Denver. So I was sitting in the airport, growing kind of thirsty, and I asked a lady, a stranger, where I can find a water fountain. Next thing I knew it, she had bought me a water bottle. I asked her, how much did it cost so I can pay her back? You know what she said to me? She said, you can pay me back by buying somebody else a water bottle. Now, I can't share enough with you how much her words struck me. I've realized from this simple incident that it doesn't take something phenomenal to make a significant impact. But something simple as buying a water bottle to your fellow human being, or even planting a seed, is enough.